Mambazo. So we are going to continue. We are continuing with our program on the zero conflicts in our communities and neighborhoods. John, are you there?
Yes, I'm still there.
You see, technical errors are always something very, 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 very uncomfortable. It makes us our life.
Yes, life, but is patience. Patience.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, because I've been struggling to find this word patience for me to overcome this thing, and I thank you very much for your word. This means that you are very sure that we will overcome this battle also as well.
Yes, patience is among the tools to resolve conflict. Because when you have conflicts, there is intensive atmosphere, and because one is very aggressive and you are angry, so you step back and you keep patience. That is the first tool we use just to put into place to resolve conflict.
Then I can put on the first of our list, number one, patience.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a very
patience, calm, optimism.
Patience, calm, and optimism.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very good one. So last week we spoke about these two different leaders. You mean the political leaders and also the business leaders?
Yes.
And you said something of the qualities of these leaders when they begin to raise awareness in the community, when they show the ability to achieve something positive for the community or in our families. And then you continue on saying so many things, and then later on you said something that the problem begins when they begin to show their lack in reasoning up with the families or the communities. And then you also said something that when they lack this communication with the communities or in the various families, then the power or the spirit of conflict begins to bombard. In the field where it shouldn't be. Today we are here again to continue with the part 2 of it. And for those who don't know much about this project, the project is on même avenir, meaning a common future. And this common future, what it does is that it makes sure that they strengthen the knowledge of the civil society and communities on conflict prevention and human rights. So we see that there is always conflicts, we know, in our societies, and then it comes to also what are we to do to prevent this one. That is why this Omem Avenue, being a common future, has set up this organization, and the leader of this organization is John Bosco Ragaju, who has experienced and also toured over so many places in Africa and also throughout the whole, so many places, making sure that people knows him very well. And you want to pursue this particular issue so that there will be zero conflict wherever his message also appears. And he is saying that he is also a corporate lawyer since 2010, and he has been a project management professional institute also since 2013, and he has worked also as an experienced a corporate lawyer also in France and also in the United States and also as well as in Germany. He loved also speaking, English, French, and also German as well. But we Africans, we always try to show qualities when it comes to foreign languages like French, English, and also German. But I tell you honestly, there is none better language than our mother language, being the African language. But because we have different languages, today we are going to struggle ourselves and do our very best to present to you our message through the English language. And we hope you bear with us also the common reading so that we'll be able to bring to you this very, very best message, which I love so much. And in this discussion, Brother John, I will go through my questions as it demands, and I hope you can help me so much because last week I was bombarding with my ideas because I love the message so much, and I've jotted some points down which I want you to assist me. When it comes to conflicts, we spoke last week also about discrimination because when there is a conflict, some group or some society or some individuals, they try to look down upon other ones, and that occurs also a kind of discriminations also in the society and also in the neighborhood and also in the families. So what are the root causes of attacks and discriminations against persons within this, or who can be victims of these conflicts?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Badu. This is a big question about discrimination, rejecting the difference. When first you have prejudice against someone, you are ignorant to someone immediately because I don't resemble to you, you're going to reject me. Most of the time it's a lack of open-mindedness. Your mind is very closed. You have never been to other places to see that we are different. Huh? You are black coming from Ghana. I'm a black coming from Rwanda and France. You cannot reject me before approaching me and talking and saying something maybe I can do for you. It's rejecting the difference basing on prejudices, on stigma. That's all. Because we don't resemble. Even when you have been, you are born with children in your family, you do not resemble. It means that every time, everywhere, people will never be alike. That's why what we say about this kind of issue, discrimination, don't discriminate others. Because if you discriminate me because I don't resemble to me, wherever you go, other people will discriminate you. Because you will never resemble to those people. So the best advantage is to talk to that person to see whether you are compatible or you are not compatible. That's how things work. Maybe you can ask me specifically the question about discrimination. You say maybe this category of people are discriminated. Why? I can tell you, more easy.
Yes, because I have a typical example about this discrimination issues when we come to human lives, like let's say albinism. You understand?
Yes.
Albinism, many might not know what does it actually mean, but it's like you see people from the same roots of, let's say, origin. When we come to, let's say, people from Ghana, Rwanda, or Nigeria, within our families, we have this albinism. We are not talking of black and white, but we are talking of our own blood. And then we have this albinism. I think you get my point.
Yes.
You understand my point?
Yeah.
And then discrimination
You are very specific.
Yeah. Discrimination starts right from our own home.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Discrimination, so albinism, for me, not asking my brother so many questions, I just want him to explain to me, what do you understand by the word albinism in the short term, from your point of view and understand, before I can place my question very well.
Yes, albinism, first, it's not contagious. Albinism is a congenital disorder. It's the lack of melanin in the skin, hair, and eyes. Those people, especially albinism, people with albinism are everywhere. They are in black communities, they are in white communities, they live in Europe, in America, in Asia, in Africa. But the problem of people with albinism is in Africa because of witchcraft. Maybe we'll talk more about maybe the issue. When I made my research, I found out that the problem about albinism is more complex and challenging in Africa, in sub-Saharan Africa.
So, thank you very much that you've made this thing very clear to us. You see, sometimes you have a home, one father, one mother. Then they have also children who are born normal, like normal other children. And then they have this particular child who has this different features, like albinism, right? And then you see that from the extended family people, they begin to show a sign of discrimination from this child to that of the other children from the same womb. You understand? So what do you think are the causes of this born albinism that also pushes the other family in discriminating them from the society, or trying to isolate them from what they feel that they are the normal ones for it?
Okay. So this is a good question, because here we are going to talk about the origin. Most of people do not know the origin of albinism. There is belief, myth about the origin of albinism. Albinism is a genetical disorder. But there are beliefs which say people with albinism are not human beings. They are hosts. That is why they must be wiped out the world.
That is the belief of...
Belief, yes. There is a belief which spread across, especially in Africa. And albinism as well with witchcrafted doctors. They use it in the medicine. They say people with albinism, their body parts can get you rich, can get you have wealth, can get you have luck, and that's why people with albinism are very, very, very hunted, more than animals, more than elephants. Because they say if you have bones, because they say their bones are made of gold. Do you understand? Or they say their body parts are going to make you rich. So let's make a business. There is international black market about people of albinism. Body parts.
Brother John, my heart is beating so fast because of this topic you are raising right now. Because this topic has been bothering me so much from some of your researches that you have made so far. And I've also traveled around the world, right? And I've seen people with albinism, and I've seen the kind of love that they use to get also from other people. I mean, when we talk of Germany, for example, we also see people with albinism also here, and we see that there are so many things put in place for them that they are also mostly welcome in the society. They've been given also opportunities also to achieve their goals and everything. So this kind of mentality that you are talking about, that you say it occurs mostly in Africa, from your research, I mean, how are you to describe this act of animalism from this mentality of people who think that albinism can enrich people, or they can give people a kind of supernatural powers that they hope for? I mean, what kind of experience have you got so far with this kind of animalism ideas?
Yes, I understand you very well. So when just I wanted to help this community of albinos, I was very compassionate because they were hunted or killed. And little by little, I made a research, and I find out that there is a black market on albinism. It means, first of all, there is this is kind of belief, myth about albinism, because in Africa, most of people they have poor education. When you say something, it is spread very well because of they don't have this ability of analysis. This is the first. Because this is found in the remote areas, in Africa. Second, because this is a market, there is a money around the market. You know that in Africa, most of people are poor. When you say, okay, give me this, I'll give you money, they do it. Because what surprised me is that even for among the people who hunt, who kill, those people with albinism, they are members, relatives, uncle, aunt, cousins, brother-in-law, and because there's this black market. So, if I can summarize, they are free perpetrators. They are people who are going to attack, to dismember the body parts of people of albinism. Because they go through to the witchcrafted doctor who is going to use it in medicines, and the third person, which they don't say, is someone who purchases, who orders, who buy, and most of the time they can track people with body parts who killed, but they do not track which craft doctors and those people who buy.
Hold on, Brother John. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, you still listen to Radio Africa on 99.2 on your FM dial and 102.1 on your digital megahertz. And we are still on our topic with zero conflicts in our families, communities, and neighborhoods through prevention. My guest speaker for today is Brother John Bosco Rakaju, who has also set up this NGO with a common future, and he is creating an awareness of how we can prevent conflicts in our neighborhoods, in our families, and in our communities. When we talk of conflicts, sometimes we always think about that minor conflicts between man and wife, between children and parents, and between workplaces and all these things. We understand that these conflicts are often there, that occurs daily and day out. But Brother John is today going much more further into details for us to know that there are conflicts that even attacks the human nature in its in his or her own giving how do you call it, giving creation from God, that when a human being is born to live and to live normal like each other person deserves, and then after some time you born, you live, you grow old, you die, and then or you've been killed by any disease or sickness. But this time there are people who are born with certain features, and with regard to this, a certain group of people have adopted a kind of belief, and they want to just pursue these people, or to chase them out of their normal comfortable zones. And by doing so, they create also a kind of conflicts in their societies. And this is the people we know by their origin as albinos, right? The albinism. And he is also going further, explaining the causes of this albinism and their origin, and the beliefs of the people who also have their intention of also cutting their life short. So, Brother John, I think your research has gone further, but my heart is beating because it's killing me. It's killing my spirit right now. So, what is the international community doing to protect this animalism? I'm describing it as animalism because I can't think far when it comes to human beings, because of their looking, or because of how they are being created, that other people will continue to pursue them or to cut their life short. So I think there must be some resistant forces from the international body to prevent the lives of these people. What have you gone so far in your research with regard to this?
Okay, Mr. Badua. First of all, being a person of albinism, it means that you have some problem, issues of health. Because the lack of melanin in the skin, hair, or eyes, that gives to, I can say, to sensitivity to the sun exposure, to the bright light, and sometimes they get cancer, skin cancer, or because they don't have melanin in the eyes, they don't see very well. They have raw vision. When they have raw vision, it means that they have raw education. They cannot follow very well as other people, or they cannot be in other program in public because they have to protect against the sun. They have to protect against the bright light. Okay, and moreover, because they don't resemble to other people, they are discriminated. So the United Nations General Assembly has taken a decision to protect the community of albinos. And they have put into place the day of awareness, what we call International Albinism Awareness Day, which is celebrate each year on 13th June of June, where they raise awareness that saying albinism, they are people like us, but they are disabled. They recognize albinism as a disabled case, which opens to new rights, right to life because they are kids, right to non-violence, right to against discrimination, right to employment, right to better future. And in some countries where these people are found, they have put into place what we can call best practices. Because on one hand, they face tough discrimination because they don't they are not like other people communities, and some government have what we can say put into place what we can say positive discrimination. I give you an example. In Tanzania, there are ministers from persons with albinism. They are members of parliament. They are in top leadership. And moreover, they are what we can say a global sensitization on the media. Radio, television, social media, everywhere, public education. What is needed is public education for other communities and for persons with albinism as well to be able to protect themselves, against the sun, because most of the time they are exposed to the sun. Whereas when they expose to the sun, due to lack of melanin, they are going to get cancer, skin cancer. And when they get skin cancer, it means that it's the beginning of bad conditions of their health. That's why nowadays, on the United Nations level, their protection. Albinism is considered as disabled case, which opens to new rights or to the strengthening of rights, And on some states level, they are protection because they have included those persons who are discriminated by giving them what we can say top leadership positions to be representative, to be the voice of other persons of albinism who do not have this capacity, this level of education.
Thank you very much, Brother John. Unfortunately, today our time did not permit us also to do more of our discussions due to the technical errors we've been facing. But as you know, we are going to continue with this program as well. And I would like us to talk much more about this issue when we meet also the next time. My last question to you is that have you experienced a kind of, a project or an experimental body where families with albinism are being mostly integrated in Africa, where we can see these people are role models, or these families are role models where other beliefs of Africans about all these negativities of albinism can be educated on it. Have you experienced something like this before?
Yes. First of all, what I can say, okay, I have a project to go to help to build communities in Malawi. So I submitted my project to the United Nations Democracy Fund. I'm still waiting for the reply. But as far as the best practices are concerned, I think that in Africa, Tanzania can give an example. What I told you is in Tanzania there are ministers from albinism. They are members of parliament from albinism. And even here in German, there is one good best practice. The ambassador of Tanzania in Germany is someone coming from persons with albinism. That means albinism are like us. We have the same skills. We have the same personalities. We have the same point of view about the future. You know, okay. What did they say that they don't resemble? It's quite the same. We don't resemble to the white people, but we have the same skills. We don't resemble to the person with albinism because this lack of melanin, but we are the same. They have the same skills, you know. And this is what they need. Maybe what is needed is to prove the origin of albinism by scientific explanation. Is eliminating those beliefs about they are not people like us, they are hosts, or they can give richness. Their body parts can give richness, wealth, or power. This comes due to lack of education, poor education in Africa. But albinism is everywhere in all countries, in America, in Europe. Did you see how here in Europe there are those people who have some some corals on their bodies? They are people with albinism. And even in South America, in Africa, for instance, one person in Tanzania in 1,400 is albinism. In Malawi, one person in 1,800 birth is albinism. But in South America, one person in 70 persons birth is albinism.
Okay.
That means that albinism, persons with albinism are everywhere. They are our community, they are our person. We have to deal together. Discrimination must not exist. This kind of belief they don't have the same intelligence like us, or they can give openly to richness. It's false. We have to combat together. We have to on the national level, international level, everywhere we are. We cannot tolerate it. That is why I said I cannot tolerate it that some people can be killed because of their birth. They didn't choose to be born as persons with happiness.
Thank you very much, Brother John, for your information on the zero conflicts in our neighborhood and our communities, and how best we can prevent it, and also set an example with regard to albinism. And unfortunately, we couldn't discuss a lot on it, but I hope that next week we might be able to get into the part 3. As we get into the part 3, it will sound more interesting, and it will also educate us much more on how we will begin to have a reflection on our own self, how we discriminate others or our next neighbor, so that we will understand much more how we can also arrive at this zero conflicts when it comes to also the question of discrimination. I thank you so much.
Yeah, I want just to say one thing before I finish. Okay. You see that we have a big project to build communities.
Yeah.
I would like just to invite our listeners, to join us, because we need volunteers who have abilities in conflict prevention and human rights defense. We need also financial support, because these projects are going to be supported financially. We have right information, right advice, support, but we don't have tools. And all those people need tools. And we need also wise people, because we have a vision who will always remind us where we are going to. This is what the message I would like to share with our listeners.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother John. And lovers of Radio Africa, you're listening to 99.2 on your FM dial. Today, honestly, we never had a good time to give to you more music as you always used to, but I believe we still have time to satisfy you with a lot of music, and we thank Brother John also for your coming, and we hope next week We will continue with the part 3 on zero conflict in our families, communities, neighborhoods, and how we can prevent it also the best. Thank you for your comment.
My pleasure.
So, just enjoy this one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Jerusalema, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalema, ikayalami, ilondoloze.